Taurus. This is Queen Amun Ra coming to you with your full moon in Sagittarius, full strawberry moon in Sagittarius. So happy full moon to everybody. Happy full strawberry moon in Sagittarius to all of my Taurians. So we're talking about the second house. Second house. So I'm talking to everybody. Second house. Second house. Okay. So your sun, moon, rising, Venus does not have to be Taurus. It could be anywhere in your birth chart. So good luck, good fortune, what's on the horizon. I'm talking to your second house. Second house is all about personal resources, money habits, possessions, values, financial security, self-worth, income, right? So think of those things, right? So I put up a bonus video for everybody in the full moon in Ophiuchus, right? So we had the moon was in Ophiuchus for a short period of time, and that was really about like the scales from your eyes being removed. You're having an awakening, right? So you can release anything that you've been holding on to that may weigh you down emotionally, physically, and emotionally. Any energetic ties you have to anything, right? So full moon energy is a time for intuition and creativity, but also for workings associated with banishing and letting go. So once the moon reaches the peak of the energy, it slowly begins to wane. It's the opportunity to release everything that inhibits personal growth, your personal growth. This could be thoughts, people, or emotions, anything that doesn't support or align with your higher self and purpose. This release of lunar energy provides the energetic boost needed for spells and rituals and any other workings that require a decrease of energy. Some of the things that you can do is divination, harvest herbs at this time as they're easier to dry. You can also make moon water to drink or use as spells. You can also cleanse and charge crystals in the moonlight. You can also make protective amulets. You can also cleanse and charge your tools under the moonlight, right? So that was the reason why I created a bonus video for the moon in Ophiuchus so that and ask tarot questions for that. So here we have all the answers that you need are inside of you, right? All right, let's dive right on in. Let's dive right on in. So something about material possessions, somebody wants something new, something going on here. Like somebody wants to expand, but you're going to have to know your worth. You're going to have to know your value. That's second house. And I don't care what your zodiac sign is. If you don't know your worth and your value, you cannot meet things on that particular frequency. If you don't really believe that you should have a certain particular lifestyle, you can't meet it on that frequency. It's like dare to dream bigger. Some people, you like, okay, they got crazy faith. We have soul companions. That's right. So somebody is closing something out. Somebody is kind of sort of standing alone in terms of faith, right? Like you could have a mate. Your mate, if you have a mate, that's one thing. We're not talking about whether you have one or not, right? But let's say you're by yourself, right? And so something is growing in your spirit, but you're closing something out. Source has made something clear. All the answers are inside of you, right? So important connections are building, right? So your angels want you to make new, mutually supportive bonds. The people you meet are special to your journey. So welcome them into your heart space. Think of someone in your life you've connected with recently. Send this person a message or reach out to talk face to face. See how you can build on your connection. So 716, yeah. So you may have closed out a cycle. You may think that you're by yourself, but something is kind of building because Source is trying to help someone's, I feel like, dreams come true, right? But somebody may have forgotten something because again, you may be like still in this, I don't believe something until I physically see something, right? But so Source is saying basically make room for something, make room for something. So somebody's going through a rebirth, and that's what the moon in Ophiuchus is all about. So, yeah, you can probably feel it in your physical body. You can probably feel it in your physical body, right? So, when the moon was in Scorpio, you probably felt it like in your genital area. Then, when it moved into full moon in Sagittarius, Sagittarius, you felt it in when the moon between Scorpio and Ophiuchus, somebody may have felt like really, especially since you're an earth sign, specifically a Taurus, somebody may have felt really kind of flexual, use the S word, like maybe you were kind of sort of longing for that, you know, that need to be fed, maybe being with someone, right? And that could have been a distraction. So as you're closing something out, somebody could have been having some memories about something. But so it said, don't get distracted. Don't get distracted. You're trying to speak some things into existence. And that's right in that sacral chakra energy. So you're trying to create something. So it's like use your creativity for positive. Keep your vibrations high because this right here speaks to this is in the spiritual realm. You're speaking something in faith. So you don't want to get distracted. It's almost like a person who is like like trying to get ready for a big event, but so you're trying to save all your strength, your spiritual strength, try to get ready for a big event. So you don't want to be, your soul to be paired up with like link up, right? That number 8, which is a death energy, is a death card. You don't want your soul to link up with anything, a word, thought, or deed um, that could chain you to something karmically that you feel like is going to weigh you down in this moon in Sagittarius, fruits of your labor, right? You don't need to be distracted, in other words. You don't need to be distracted, in other words, right? So let's see what's going on here. So, yeah, you don't need to be linking up with somebody, don't need to be linking up with energies that's going to distract you in the wrong way of distracting you, right? So let's get into your reading, right? So in hindsight, somebody would have walked away from two energies. In hindsight, somebody would have walked away from two energies, and would have been like, wow. But that's again in hindsight, right? So now you're learning how to now somebody's learning how to get out and get some air, get some sunlight going on. So whatever the weather is, you toss some things into a burning ball. You don't have to toss things into a burning ball. Fear, doubt, uncertainty. Somebody's getting up and getting out the house, walking away from certain things. And because judgment is coming down on these two energies here, these karmics, these karmics that try to tie you into something. Right, judgment is coming down on some energies, right? Uh-huh. Uh-huh. So Source is saying to you, actually it could be 4. It could be 2 or 4. But anyway, but like judgment is coming down. There's enough information at this point. But I feel like you are rich in terms of like but you're learning how to rise above the judgment, right? You're breaking out of some kind of a karmic cycle. And this is, remember, this right here is retrograde. This is a judgment card, which is Pluto is currently retrograde. Pluto is the outermost planet, but you're breaking some kind of a generational cycle chain and curse of just like who your soul is connected to in this year of 9, right? So 772 situations are closed out, and source is making it make sense, right? So you want to be connected directly to source, the sun, right? The sun, right? Son of source, son of God, right? But somebody's like, somebody's making other things a savior. Here we have the justice card, right? Right. So two things were done behind someone's back. Two people did something behind someone's back, did something behind yours and someone's back to create something that was a wish fulfilled for them. And it made them a lot of money. It made some people rich, right? But source is reverse. It's like source is reversing that, right? Source is reversing that. And again, I'm not just talking to if your sun sign is Taurus. I got to be crystal clear with that because somebody will think, oh, this is a Taurus. I'm talking to your second house. Second house, again, is about your personal resources, your money habits, possessions, values, financial security, self-worth, and income, right? And income. It made two energies a lot of money. So source is saying save yourself, but you saved yourself by, let me see, either like no longer sitting around talking to certain energies. You could have been around certain energies where something could have been a very toxic environment. People could have been sitting around drinking and talking or whatever the case may be, or who knows. You could have been in a group of energy that you thought was like, when you see source within everybody, you could have thought it was a divine connection because you're like, okay, well, source is in everybody, right? And that's true. Source is in everybody. But everybody also is in human form, right? And so somebody in that group where something was inverted who came across as like they were seeing you as like they were saving you from something. There was an energy in that group that came across as like they were saving you from something, right? There's a master manipulator in that group. I don't know who I'm talking to here, right? Right? That was trying to pull you down into something, trying to pull you into something. Who was this master manipulator source? Who was this master manipulator that was trying to pull Taurus into something? And again, I'm talking to high vibrating Taurus. But when I say Taurus, second house, let me just say that second house, wherever second house is in your birth chart. Somebody, two energies created something. So this is somebody that you were either in some kind, either you were married to the energy, you were in some kind of relationship with them, partnership, business contracts, inner desires. They had some kind of inner desires for you. Maybe they are attracted to you in some way, shape, form, or fashion, like inner desires. Y'all know what I'm saying. But secretly, these two energies were your enemies. Right? Talking about you behind your back. Talking about your prosperity behind your back. Um, but Oshun brought something to light. Yeah. Some kind of pairing of two energies that were apart. Umoja and Oshun brought something. So two energies that seemed like they were opposite, right? Actually came together to bring something to light about two energies that were doing something behind your back. When you talk about soul companions, just so that you can put a manhole cover over the past and send that spell work right back, Taurus, whoever you are. Second house, second house. To end something, put an end to something, and have a healthy work-life balance. End of judgment, right? So some energies were judging you by, these energies are like real cold-hearted, like judging somebody by their grief of something, like judging you by your grief of like being either talked about behind your back by loved ones or being stabbed in the back by loved ones. I mean, just like no compassion whatsoever. I mean, who, just none, right? Because they were being paid to do something. Whoever these energies are, they were being paid. So you didn't pay them anymore. Something about, because something felt like for you, you poured something out, like you poured out to these energies, and something brought you down to a really, really low place. You poured out to these energies. And when somebody knows when their back is against the wall, you know how to tap into source, right? Because you've been through a lot. You don't look like what you've been through. So you ended something. The Six of Cups is Scorpio. Scorpio is a death, rebirth card. So somebody ended something. Like when once you pour out, and somebody feels like there's no compassion once you pour out, you just end it. So you ended something because you don't, but something you picked up on, your water, like your water picked up on something, like your tears or something may have picked up on something, whoever you are, picked up on something. Yeah, you've been through your high priestess energy, talking to a high priestess energy. What else we got, source? Somebody knows when they're talking to dark high priestess and light high priestess energy. When you're dealing with people who are just cold hearted, when you cry to energies and they just cold hearted, and you learn, you've risen above the judgment. You're like, somebody has talked to somebody before, both in your personal and professional life, enough to know they to spot it right away. You rise above the judgment. So to make a connection, like who's connected with whom, to know who's a master manipulator. It wouldn't matter what their skin color is. Matter whether they dark skin, light skin, white skin, clear skin. They could be clear as Casper the Friendly Ghost. It wouldn't make a difference because somebody knows how to read spirits very, very well. So when you pour out to energies about anything and they're cold hearted, something had to be within a close proximity. Like this is how people know the energies were connected. This is you. You know how energies were connected and who was getting paid to do something. Who was talking to each other. Two energies were being paid financial independence. So when the moon is in Sagittarius, fruits of your labor. Um, we have a full strawberry moon. Obviously, strawberry is fruit, right? So fruits of your labor. Someone has a lot of spiritual gifts. This is what this is, right? A lot of spiritual gifts. Somebody's definitely a light high priestess, but you've been in the presence of enough dark high priestess energies, whoever you are, to know for who is in it just for the physical gain of something. We're talking about second house for personal resources, money, habits, like who is like really not good with their money, you know, possessions, values, financial security, self-worth, income, who people are sort of like preyed upon. What types of energies are preyed upon? Somebody's been in those energies enough to know what types of energies are preyed upon, even if energies are by themselves. Here's a Seven of Swords here. So somebody walked away. You walked away. This is what you have in common with some energies. When you walk away, it's really kind of cracks in their energy. hmm Yeah, something having to do with Venus. Like just coexisting. Somebody has coexisted with a lot of different, like been around like a lot of different um, types of religions, like spiritual practices, religions or spiritual practices to kind of sort of know. Right, here's a Knight of Wands. How to stay focused. Right, you and somebody know how to stay focused. So you're waiting on some results for something. Somebody is staying focused and waiting on some results for something. hmm Something about a dark horse, something off to the races. Like somebody, took off to the race. Something took off to the races. Two energies, like I said, took off to the races. It's like they got their money and like gambled. Two energies gambled something. They may have went to go play, like took off to the races, like, went to go play some as far as their something about their something about when they get money, they take off. Somebody's seeing something from a higher frequency now. Somebody is now seeing that somebody is a guardian angel. You're looking at the duality of your own zodiac sign. So if you are a Taurus, or even if you are not a Taurus, you're just looking at the duality of Taurus, second house. Like money in itself and material possessions are not evil. Okay, you can have the biggest house on your block. You can have the biggest house in your zip code. It doesn't matter. Who cares? You work hard for whatever. Nobody care. I mean, well, some people do care, but y'all know what I'm saying. The point is not that. Some people have worked very hard and they are, they are helping other people to, reach their goals and stuff. But Source is saying to you, there are some people who they don't believe you should have as much as they have um, because of what you look like. And I'm gonna just leave it there. I mean, people can take that however they want to take it, but almost like a sense of entitlement. So I don't know what that means for some people, but here we have the Five of Swords here. So somebody is saying that your words are going to be used against you. Something you said, whoever you are. Somebody is saying that because they have cracks in they could have cracks in their now that something is closed, they could have cracks in theirs. Somebody is saying that if somebody was caught in a I'm seeing mosquitoes right here, like mosquitoes stung somebody. I'm seeing a raspberry beret. I'm just showing y'all what I'm looking at. This you see it looks like a beret. Um like basically like somebody is saying that your words are being used against you or what else, Source? What else? Hmm. Who else and what else? Nine of Swords. Like I feel like somebody is waking up from some nightmares. Like something is over, but I feel like you're just kind of like waking up from some nightmares. And somebody could be just kind of reliving, like you know how it's like people are talking about the nightmares that they've had. Remember, I only take what resonates with you, right? So if this doesn't resonate with you, it doesn't resonate. But again, you could be waking up from nightmares. And unfortunately, if people are, because remember the judgment card is currently retrograde, right? And you've risen above some kind of judgment. Like you somebody is beyond like people judging you based on your religious preferences or your skin color or gender or whatever people judge people on, your age or your weight, you know, preference, whatever people judge people on. I feel like somebody's risen above all of that. You could be just waking up from your own nightmares and maybe just like talking about some things, and people want to use your words against you because they have their own personal agenda. Like, come on now. Anyway, somebody has a guardian angel that's watching over them that keeps you balanced out. You have two guardian angels. They it's like they're on separate parts. They're keeping you balanced out in the spiritual realm and in the physical realm. So in the spiritual realm, it could be somebody you're watching on social media, right? Like you're watching this channel. It could be somebody you're watching on social media, right? On YouTube, that's keeping you balanced out. But in the physical realm, it could be somebody that's basically saying, like talking to you, call you on the phone, hey, you need to stay away from two energies because such and such dot dot dot. I'm getting a feeling about dot 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 because such dot dot dot, right? Because so you know how people talk to you and they be like, okay, something is not right with so and so or whoever. I don't know what people could be saying to you about whatever, but so it's just saying somebody could be telling you in the physical realm. So two energies could be apart from each other and they could both have high priestess gifts, right? One could seem like they negative, the other one could seem like they positive, but you listening to the advice, right? But you could be listening to the advice of Umoja and also Oshun, right? You could be in the middle of that, right? You got water and you also got fire. But they're all the common here is might want you to prosper. So it's just saying somebody needs to know how to take good advice, whether it seems negative and positive to you. That's called balance. So somebody has to get their head screwed on straight, for real. I mean, you know what I'm saying? Like when you by yourself and something is growing inside of you, so it's saying somebody got to get their head screwed on straight. Like listen to good advice. Something could seem negative, like something could seem demonic to you, but it could be giving you some advice. Some people are just not afraid. When we talk about Scorpio, some people, we're not talking about a Scorpio. It isn't when the moon is in Scorpio, right? Your polarity is Scorpio. Some people are not afraid to go down to the darkest of dark to go down to the darkest of spaces to turn a light on within you. Like in other words, source is saying, it's like source is saying, go down, talk about something that's real dark because you're not afraid of being demonized. Go down and talk about something that's real dark because this energy is on a particular frequency and you're going to strike a chord that's going to help them to listen and wake up and go, well, wait a minute. Why are they talking about such and such? They talking about something that is nostalgic. It's something that could be nostalgic for you in your childhood. Like skin color could be nostalgic. Both of these are King of Cups, but obviously they're two different skin colors, right? It could be gender. It could be the self worth. It could be the physical, like it could be second house, right? It could be in terms of personal resources. Who should have more based on a physical appearance? Y'all get the point. It could be money habits. Who has better money habits based on an outer appearance? Who should have more possessions or who's valued more based on an outer appearance? Y'all see what I'm saying? The point. Who has financial security based on an outer appearance? Whose self-worth is higher based on an outer appearance? Whose income should be hire when they go on a job interview based on a physical appearance. Y'all get the whole point. I'm talking to men and women here. So when a person sounds like they're being negative and somebody is trying to alert you to something like, hey, these energies here are showing you something, and all somebody is just fixated on, well, I'm so fixated, I'm so stuck on ending something because now I'm seeing it on video. I'm hearing a recording. I'm seeing it with my own two eyes. I can't believe I can't. Source is saying what the enemy meant for evil, Source is trying to turn something around for somebody's good. Like, wake up. Wake up from your own nightmares of whoever this little person was between the ages of 8 years old and 14, where somebody was judging somebody based on their physical appearance. Wake up. Whenever you see a snippet or hear or see a snippet of a recording of something where somebody's saying somebody's words being used against somebody, that's a snippet of something. How many times have people have heard, like, people have said, oh, Taurus said such, okay, well, what's the beginning of it? Remember, the Eight of Cups, there's Seven of Cups, Six of Cups, Five of Cups, 4, 3, 2, 1. Ace of Cups. Where is the Ace of Cups? Where is the beginning? How was something created? But see, this is how it started off. Eight of Cups, then Ace of Cups. So that means Eight of Cups, meaning that in hindsight, you would have walked away from two energies if you had known two energies were going to create something to save themselves from a master manipulator, if that makes sense to somebody who was just in something. Something was just a transaction for somebody. It was just money for somebody. That's all it was, just money. So Source is saying somebody needs to wake up. Somebody needs to wake up. That's what films and stuff are made of. You know, like when people get, what is it? Somebody told me the name of it in one of my videos. Like when people are creating videos, somebody's like splicing it or cutting up the film or whatever and like putting it together or whatever it's called. Somebody knows. Somebody add a comment below. But anyway, that's the Source is saying, is like people's words being used against him all the time, but something has come to an end. You need to wake up from a nightmare. You need to wake up from a nightmare and rise above the judgment somebody was having both in your personal and your professional life. Source for something was balancing you out to help you to see the duality of something within yourself. Don't be your own worst enemy by not going straight to source first. All right, this is it. This is it. So again, happy full moon. The dispenser of justice is Archangel Michael is with you. There's signs all around you. Move in silence and move in peace. Somebody is amongst incubi and succubi. Close out the cycle in love. Somebody could have a moon in Taurus who is amongst incubi and succubi. And something in your back feels it when they feel weighed down or overwhelmed. And that's when Source wants you to go into prayer mode. Rise above the judgment and go into prayer mode. Again, I'm talking to your second house, no matter what your sun, moon, rising, Venus. I'm talking to your entire birth chart. Your entire birth chart. I can't say that enough. Entire. Okay, whoever I'm talking to your entire birth chart from the rooter to the tutor. Your entire birth chart. Somebody got two energy, somebody got caught up in something, and something has been a night. They're trying to, and so it's some downloads are coming to you through your nightmares. Some information that's coming to you through your nightmares. But something is now over. Like I said, you're rising above the judgment. You've awakened from some nightmares, and so that means that somebody is coming back. You have the gift of precognition. This is foreknowledge. So source gives you stuff ahead of time. Take your time to decide. Always bet on you, right? Heck no. Take a leap of faith, not a leap of fear. One yes from God is all that you need. Your ancestors are proud of you. Back straight, walk away from something. Journal your journey. That's another form of communication, is journaling your journey. Journaling your journey. Yeah, journaling your journey. Something was created to end this judgment of, like, these energies who judge people based on, um judge people, like, create all this somebody's better than somebody based on physical appearance, belief, this and all this other stuff. So source is really trying to break somebody out of being fixated on something. Like, come out of just your sun sign is such a small percentage of the rest of the birth chart. If somebody stays stuck on their sun sign, they'll completely miss it. Completely miss it. You'll miss the beauty of all 12 houses in your birth chart. That is what I have for somebody. Again, release something, flush all of this out. Get to the rebirth side. Somebody is on the light high priestess side. See something from a higher frequency. Loss. Sometimes you learn true offering through loss. You make a passionate invitation for love to take over and bring her own plan instead of the ego's plan, right? By learning how to rise above judgment and learning how to have a healthy work-life balance. Have a healthy work-life balance. Somebody was pouring out so much, like somebody was just emotionally drained. You could have been around a lot of energy vampires. I'm serious. You could have been around a lot of energy vampires that was draining you. So it's time to get out in your element and ground yourself. Like, really get out in your element and ground yourself. Wherever you are, get out in your element and ground yourself. You're an earth sign. Get outside, the feet to the ground. Ground yourself. Let me see something. Yeah, there's two cards here. And then let's see. Yeah, because two energies don't look like what they've been through. Yeah, so something is nostalgic for you. Something is nostalgic for you. The two energies don't look like what they've been through. And somebody could not get past a skin color, a gender, a height, or something. Somebody couldn't get past, forge a new path. When you make new choices, you create new results. Let go of old patterns and embrace the power of possibility. You are fully supported. The door is open. So pure intention can open doors in the universe and make the impossible possible. Believe deeply in goodness and watch the magic happen. Fulfillment. You don't need anyone's approval to pursue or fulfill your purpose. Embrace your unique journey and trust that it's leading you where you need to go. Heart path. It's not worth pursuing a path without passion. This road will only lead you to uncertainty and frustration. Follow your heart and you can't go wrong. Let go. Let go of negative people and toxic beliefs. Your time on earth is precious. Invest it wisely and be mindful of who you spend time with. And then you decide. When you give yourself freely, you expand your energy. If you only give to get, it will feel like a burden or drain. Be genuine. Give from your heart. That's what I have for you. Hopefully this is helpful. See you all in the next video. See you in the next video. Again, happy full strawberry moon in Sagittarius. In Sagittarius. Somebody's seeing something from a higher frequency now and resolving something within themselves from their childhood. Like I said, between the ages of 6 to 8. I mean, it's 6 years old to 8 years old to 14 years old. Something around self-worth. And yeah, something around self-worth. All right, that's what I have for you.